Hello, I'm Laura from Burning Witches, and you are listening to Interview Under Fire.
All right, everyone, welcome back to a brand new edition of Interview Under Fire, Season 7, going strong as well. This is your host, Sunny, this time along with the majestic voice of Laura Guldemond. Thank you so much for joining the IUF podcast series today. This is an exciting time coming up here in the month of May for you and the rest of the girls over at Burning Witches with the release of your fourth studio album, Witch of the North, drops May 28th on Nuclear Blast Records. Now, first things first, Laura, I want to commend you ladies on all of the well-deserved reactions it's been getting so far, especially with the singles The Circle of Five and Flight of the Valkyries. So much to unravel about this headbanger of an album. But before we get to all that, we talked about it before the interview started. I know you're in Eindhoven in the Netherlands, right? So yes. How's life out there? How are you? I think it's an important yet simple question to ask, considering what's been happening lately in the world. How have you been?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I am missing the gym. I'm missing normal life because restaurants and cafes and stuff like that, they're all closed. And shops, supermarkets, grocery shopping is okay. But if you want to go to any other normal shop, like a closed shop, you have to reserve a spot to go, and that's kind of weird. So, it's not really back to normal yet, but it's starting to be okay, but very slowly.
Yeah, I mean, slowly is better than not moving at all. I mean, making the best of the situation is obviously what we have to do. But, life as of late, and like we talked about, many of us have also been away from the stage a lot, fans and musicians alike. But how have you been keeping up your vocals these days? Is that affecting your musicianship? Has anything changed for you routine-wise lately, if at all?
Yeah, I mean, okay, to be honest, it is kind of, you have to do something to keep your voice, in shape. So if you don't sing at all, of course, there are also muscles in there. And so I have to sing. But I just like to do something now because of Corona. I actually, I put some covers online, and I just did a live stream. There was lots of fun. I did that yesterday. So, then with friends here around Eindhoven, I can do something anyway, so that's fun. And I need it for my voice. I could go back I could do nothing and get back in shape, but that would take me a few months if I really would do nothing. So it's kind of, you don't really want to go through that, right? Because if you start singing, it will be horrible. And so of course I love singing, so no problem. I just do it like this now. Yeah.
No, that's great. I was wondering, like, if this specific time in your life, now that it's been over an entire year, I can't believe I'm even saying that, has it opened up new things for you, maybe personally or artistically? Because I know you have that Patreon. I also know you do vocal coaching. I also know you do those great vlogs of the Barona Garden. How has all that been going for you?
Yeah, it's just fun to do, and I don't think I'm the best YouTuber ever, but I am getting
I've
better.
seen them. You're getting better. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just a fan out there, but you are getting better. I have seen those.
Okay, great. So I'm just learning new things. There's no time to learn new things. I guess that's the best thing about having too much time, is that you can also learn new things. And I'm happy that, people really are positive about the new songs, but I'm actually also going to start like a songwriting course that just takes a week or so.
Awesome.
I'm just doing all these kinds of things, and I'm having my Patreon, my Big Cartel website, and and the YouTube. I kind of all started it during the lockdowns, and at least it's something positive coming out from it. So.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, you have been staying busy. You have making the best of the situation.
Yes.
Something you did touch on very briefly. You did talk about the live streaming, and this is something we've seen for the last year. And this has been a commonality of a subject that we've touched on Interview Under Fire with a lot of bands. I've had bands like August Burns Red, Lamb of God, Insomnium, and Nilo told me about his experience about selling virtual tickets to the fans, and they would pre-record it and then stream it for them. But let me ask you this. I mean, you've done some extensive touring throughout your career, Laura. You played at Vakken, Summer Breeze, just to name a few off the bat. But do you think
really
that
cool festivals,
and it's such a different atmosphere we're in right now. But what I want to ask is, do you think that the quarantine induced live streaming surge we're seeing from all these bands right now, is that going to affect the touring musician business going forward? I mean, has it already been affected? Do you still see bands doing something like this even after all this is over?
I think probably not really. I mean, I'm trying, I will try to continue because the live streams I do are just for my, with friends, and, it's fun to do anyway. And then hopefully I can reach some people and have a good time anyway. But, for the bands, I think we will just go live like crazy, like the whole year round.
Yeah.
If we can finally do it again. And I think everyone's looking forward to that. And I'm not even sure if people at home are interested to watch the live streams anymore if there are so many really live events going on again. So I'm not really sure about that, but I wouldn't mind continuing, but I'm not sure how much interest there is. I will see. We
Yeah.
just have to wait and
Yeah, there's a
hope it
reason why this
happens.
is taking in the corner of this room, because I've been moshing the entire room throughout the entire year. And you can mosh in your own room if you want, right? With the live streaming, but how
Yes.
much longer can you do it for? But I've had artists who say, I would love to do live streaming. It still allows me to engage with my fans. And some artists would say, yeah, I'm not doing anything until all this is over. There's always that. There's no right or wrong answer to what you just said, Laura, because there's
Yeah.
always that uncertainty going forward. But you
Yes.
put it perfectly. Now, I know we covered everything from head to toe. Let's talk about The Witch of the North. It comes out May 28th. Now, here's the
Yeah.
thing. You ladies have been busy during this pandemic, for one thing. I couldn't be more excited to see something like this from you, because this is the
Cool.
follow-up to 2020's Dance with the Devil. You guys also
Yes.
did the acoustic session EP, and then it was right back at it with Witch of the North. I mean, does it feel like everything just kind of went by in a blink, and here you are?
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, yeah, we only did 5 live gigs with the yeah, actually, okay, 6 with Dance with the Devil. So there, we actually now have a set list just in case we can perform live again. We have a set list ready, and there are songs even in the set list we didn't even play live yet from Dance with
Hmm.
the Devil. So it's really weird. And if you think of these, because I'm always super much looking forward to these live events. So for me, it does seem like nothing really happened, and the year got very fast. And also, this is also a funny thing. For me, it's now the first year living together with my boyfriend, like my new boyfriend. And we survived the lockdown. So I guess now our relation is kind of,
You got it
okay.
was put to the test, and now you guys passed it.
Yes. So, but yeah, I am looking forward for things to get back to normal, and yeah. And then
Yeah.
it will I mean, it's I don't okay, so the question was that didn't it go by in a blink? But the thing is, normally you are super busy and it goes by in a blink. And now I
Yeah,
was, now you're not that busy, but you're doing new things and it goes by in a blink anyway. And
exactly.
yeah, but okay.
Yeah, now having said that, you're talking about the album, from the title track to We Stand as One to Lady of the Woods to Nine Worlds to Dragon's Dream to that Sabotage cover of Hall of the Mountain King. You
Mhm.
really upped the ante on this. It was just the perfect blend of the fiery and thunderous elements of what is heavy metal. There were anthems,
Yeah,
there were,
yeah,
there were ballads in between, there were the booming bass and the drumming technicalities, the memorable riffs and the solos, which tops it off with your diverse vocal talent. No wonder you're a vocal coach, because you absolutely went above and
yeah.
beyond on this record, reminding me of like Maiden, Priest, and Dio. And anyway, I'm going to stop talking right now because I don't think I'll be able to stop if I stop myself
But
if I go any
thank you.
further.
You sound very positive, so
But
thanks.
walk me through this. When did the writing for Witch of the North begin for you?
Yeah, when did it begin? Ooh, I'm also bad at dates. If you want a date, I'm really sorry I have to disappoint you a little bit.
That's okay.
But it's kind of the same as last year. So we kind of started in autumn, I think, and then during like at the end of December we were done recording. So it's always something like that. Towards the end of the summer we think, ooh, shit, we actually have to really hurry now at some point to continue, for the album to be finished.
Yeah.
So, in beginning of autumn, we really started really working on it, and then we have some ideas earlier maybe, but that's usual the time. Yeah.
Yeah, like what did I say earlier? Like time goes by in a blink. It's hard to keep track of the dates when you're
Exactly.
actually doing so many
Yeah.
things, especially something that you're passionate about. And something I want to point out for the fans who don't know, this was produced by your manager Schmear of Destruction and mixed and mastered by VO Pulver at Little Creek Studio. Is that correct? And
Yes.
I had the privilege of talking to Schmier. I mean, we could have talked for hours. I mean, when I spoke to him
Nice.
last year, he's a
Yeah.
great guy. I'm sure there was a sense of comfortability in the studio for you, Laura, knowing that Schmier and Vio Polber were working on this record with you, right?
Yes, yeah, it's really nice because it's for me it's especially nice, I think, because he's a singer, so he gets how it's done with everything. So I mean, that's the fun thing of him. He's not only singing, he's also playing an instrument, so he's
Mhm.
perfect for it, really. Yeah. So he really, really knows how to songwrite. He loves catchy stuff, and he knows how to help us because of course we're more melodic than Destruction, but he really, really knows how to do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's really perfect. And he's also an old school guy, so yeah, it's really, really nice that specifically he is actually helping us. It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
it sound
indeed, a really nice guy. He has a really, big heart for music and for helping us. So we're very happy that he is there. Yeah.
yeah, and having said that, you are in good hands with him, and it sounded just so polished. Now, something I did want to ask because I know you joined Burning Witches a little further into the band's timeline, but what is
Yeah.
the most rewarding part for someone like you, Laura, who has been with a few other different bands like Epic Rock Choir, Generation Lost, Shadow Rise, Synergy Protocol, to now be
Yeah.
with a band like Burning Witches? Does it feel like a new chapter for you personally?
Yeah, it really feels like, I'm now finally together with, a group of people that are all, really, determined to get somewhere with music. I mean, really determined. You can say you're determined, but I know I'm with people who are determined. And that's important because if you're like that yourself, you want that. And of course, for example, the Epic Rock Choir was really, really cool because it was for Arian. But it's different because it's really, really a special event, but it's not your own product that you can build upon and grow with and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
this is like special baby, and yeah, we're going for that. Yeah, no, it's perfect. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, take care of this baby. Just want to point that out there. And
Yeah.
speaking of Arian, I had the privilege to speak with Annika a couple months back, and she's
Oh, cool.
amazing. Now,
Hmm.
between writing and structuring the songs and the recording process, like you just talked about, the lyrical themes surrounding Burning Witches, especially this album, are like surrounding like demons and evil and witchcraft. Something that came to my mind because yeah, like this. We gotta put this as like the screenshot. The album acknowledges like the druidices of like the Celtic history, the wise, nature-loving women who individuals would consult. However, they're also feared and persecuted at the same time. And this ties into
Hmm.
the epic album art done by a Chilean artist, Claudio Bergaman, and he gave it
Hmm.
that icy and mystical, timeless, powerful feeling. It was also comic book style. So I kind of want to round it out to this question: to what level do you like to have a theme for your music, Laura, and how important are themes to you?
Yeah, actually, I do sometimes I do love to just go with the flow and write every song and just how it comes to mind if you listen to it or stuff like that. But because
Mm-hmm.
Romana always sends the song to me and then I start writing. But I did love that we chose the theme, and if I think of which albums I personally love most or just really get stuck into my mind, those are the albums that usually have more of a theme in there. So I really love that we did it for this one, and it kind of it can make it a bit easier to write because we came up with this idea, Witch of the North, because Romana played this Viking-ish sounding riff, like a Monomart, for example. It sounded a
Mm-hmm.
bit like that. So I was
Yeah.
like, Witch of the North. And then, we talked about it, and she told me, it sounds a bit like, maybe it should be cold and snowy, and in the north, of course, it's a bit colder in winter and stuff like that, so it fits. And um, so we thought, yeah, maybe druids or this old cultures, that would go along with the whole picture. So I started looking really into Norse mythology, and yeah, it was really, really cool because all the puzzle pieces fell together. Because I found out that actually Freya would sometimes also be seen as the goddess that gave power to witches to see into the future. So
Hmm.
and yeah, there are people that say that she's not that goddess, but there are people that say that she does. But I just picked that story that says she does. But anyway, and then you see all the cool stories like Ragnarok, Valkyries, etc. So it's just really nice to just get inspiration from it for the songs.
I'm so glad you said Norse mythology, because I was thinking in the back of my head that would be perfect to actually tie it into this theme. And now I'm gonna have to do more research. There's just so much more to explore about this album. You know,
Yeah.
From the different experiences and perspectives in your timeline that you have taken and which we've discussed about so far, whether it's touring a good part of the world or performing in many different notable festivals, like I mentioned, being a vocal coach, working with and meeting the people you have, fans and musicians alike. I mean, Schmear's your manager, for crying out loud,
Yeah.
And
It's really we're happy.
yeah, and you've experienced plenty already in your career, Laura. Have your aspirations as a person or even a musician, have they changed or evolved since when you first started performing in the industry? Like, do you see things differently now?
Yeah, well, it's do I see it different? That's a good question. I mean, I think, I expected, and this is just a funny thing, I think. When I started listening, I think I was around 16 years old, okay? And there was one band at that moment that I was into. I mean, a lot of bands. I was into Wasp, for example, but also with Temptation. So kind of the different things there. But also Elevatie. I don't know if you know them a
Yes.
little bit.
We've also had, I want to say we also had Sharon on the show. Anyway, go ahead. We've had so many
All right.
people over
Ah,
the
yeah,
years.
yeah.
So,
Cool, cool.
but like, do you see things differently now from when you first started performing? You talked
Oh
about when you were
yeah.
16 and Wasp and Within Temptation, Eluvati, and
Yeah, actually, that's the funny thing. I actually wrote like kind of like a question. I had a very serious question. I won't go in details, but I sent it to Elevati, and actually the singer answered me, and it was a very long email, and I just didn't expect it because to me they were like the best band that existed ever, and now they grew into a very big band, but just seeing that he took the time to answer me was very special to me. And now I realized, that means that at that moment they weren't that big yet, and he actually did have the time to do it. You know what I mean? I mean, you just have
yeah,
in your mind, and I know some people also think this of me. They think that I'm a really big superstar, and I'm very happy they think so because that means they really like what I did. So that's perfect. But we're not there yet. I still have time to answer people. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
that's funny, and that's just I think growing up, liking this music, I just, whenever that's just a different perspective, right? So now I'm way more into the musician perspective than into the music fan perspective, and this is something that totally changed. You just get to know more of the details, and I just thought that, well, at that moment, I mean, of course, they're like so good, and it's great music, but you know what I mean? It just makes
I
it
know.
makes it
Yeah.
it's funny. But yeah, that was cute that he answered. He is just so nice.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in that conversation with was it Fabian? Was it yesterday that you just had it with?
I talked to her, yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a few weeks
I
ago,
saw a
and now
glimpse
she
of that.
posted it.
Oh, that's
Yes.
right. That's right. Okay, yeah, I saw it
Yeah, that
yesterday. I was
was
like,
so
oh,
cool. I was so like, whoa, that's so nice. Yeah.
yeah,
That's cool. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's great musicians. I love it when you guys come together and actually talk about the things that you guys have been through. Now, this is the last part of the interview. Like I mentioned, we just need 5 minutes here. Now, here's the fun
Yeah.
part. I did this with
Hmm.
Schmear. He had a lot of fun with this, and I've been doing this with a
Yeah.
lot of my artists. It always throws them off. What I'm gonna do
Yo. Mhm.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put you on the hot seat.
Hot seat.
All right, I'm gonna see if you know the lyrics to your own songs. Are you up for that challenge?
Oh no. Yeah, okay,
So
I'm
I just
ready.
handpicked a few. I'm gonna start you off easy. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna read a lyric, and you're gonna just name the song at the best of your guess. All right, the
All
best you can
right,
get.
let's do
Okay.
it.
All right, here we go. Warrior woman descending from the skies, yeah,
Valkyries,
flight of the
the
Valkyries,
flight,
yeah,
the
yeah.
flight
See, you
of
got
the
it. You're off to a good start.
Valkyries.
I
Yep.
said I was gonna start you off easy. All right, here we go.
Thanks.
Now I
Thanks for
may not.
trying.
I'm not gonna go in order. Searching for the devil. Is it you or is it me? We're all the same, but still afraid of the unknown faces. Don't
That's
underestimate
cool.
how strong that weakness can be.
I'm sure I didn't write that one.
You
So
did
it's from
not.
one of the first two albums,
That
and
is,
I'm also, yeah,
it's from Hex and Hammer. Just a clue
yeah,
out there.
exactly, yeah. Is it Gods of War?
Lords of War, but I'll give you
Gods
that
of
one anyway.
War,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't even perform that live, but I still kind of guessed it, right?
If
Okay,
anything,
now we're getting there.
If anything,
Yeah.
I'm making you rethink your set list when you guys do perform live. So something to
Yes.
think about. All right, now I'm going to go further back. So this may be more of a challenge. She
Yeah.
brings you pain, constantly recurring.
Yeah, Black Widow. Black Widow. Oh,
Nope.
I'm nailing it.
No. Try it again.
Shit. Oh, fuck.
She brings you pain, constantly recurring, will take a part of you, relentless and damning. It haunts you in the night.
Yeah. Shit. But I did learn that one.
That is from 2017, the self-titled Burning Witches.
Yeah. It brings you pain, constantly recurring.
I'm gonna give you that one anyway because you're actually singing it. Bloody Rose.
Yeah, I know, but I forgot the title.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
Bloody Rose. Is it Bloody Rose?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, that was the one. Okay, this one's a little easier. This may be my favorite one from this record, particular record. A crowd is raging. They will be paying for the crime that's going down. A witch is taken to the stake to the dark parts of the town. It's like poetry when I'm reading it. With every step she has taken, she brought millions reasons to live.
Ah, cool. This is actually also the favorite of Jay, of her bass player from
Really?
one of the favorites, I think. Or was it Lynn? Yeah, like the okay, painful subject. The X of painful subject. She really liked that one too. Oh, but what was it? How was it called?
It's Threefold Return.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the last one. It's the last song from Dance with the Devil, 2020. Okay.
It's not in the set list. That's bad. Oh my god.
No, that's okay. It shows the growth in the lyrics and the maturity and the sound of Burning Witches. I think that's amazing. So,
cool.
All right. Again, we're going further back. He's the survivor from the fall of heaven who has never forgotten to be true to yourself. Nobody knows he regrets all his faults and mistakes. If every man can reform himself, why not? And the next word is the title.
Is it Dead Ender?
It's Creator of Hell.
Creator of Hell. Okay.
Also from 2017, Burning Witches.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. I probably just need to say 2 words and you should get this. We strike in a whirlwind of magic. Here we are. Circle of 5 from the Witch of the North. Again, if I read your lyrics, it just feels like it's poetry when I'm reading it out.
And now, if I would have had it wrong, I would have eaten the chicken with the hot sauce.
Yeah, there you go. See, now you're getting it. So we have obviously.
I could do it, but then I'll be crying the rest of the interview. So
save it for when you come to Dallas. We'll actually do this in person. It'll be that much fun. All right, got a couple more, and then we'll end this thing off here. Repent, thee sinner. Join us if you're a winner. Give up your life. The machine is awakened and the motor is running. On the cross, you're burning. You're bearing. Yeah. Dance with the devil. Yeah.
That's cool. Right. That's cool. Go to maybe to put that in a new song.
Hey, just an idea.
Sounded cool. Sounded cool. Yeah.
Last one. This is the last one. This is from Hexenhammer. I'll give you that clue. At the end of all things, we will get what we deserve. So fight for your
Maiden
dream.
of Steel.
Yeah, you got that. You did really well. You even sang some of the lyrics, which is what I love. Laura, this has been such an honor. Do you have any, last words, any shout outs, anything you'd like to plug in as far as Burning Witches or the Witch of the North before we finish things off here?
Yeah, I mean, not really. Thank you very much for the interview. So for everyone listening, the new album will be out the 28th of May. Until that time, you could pre-order and follow us on Facebook to keep an eye out on us. But thank you.
And everyone's listening, don't forget to pick up Witch of the North. Laura said it herself, May 28th on Nuclear Blast Records. Purchase the record if you can, because the bands can't do it without your help. And make sure you can listen to this podcast on every major podcast stream out there, whatever you use. It'll also be up on YouTube. You can check us out on interviewonafire.com. Laura, stay safe out there. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Can't wait to meet you and the ladies in person, do the whole chicken wing interview. That's gonna be cool. We're gonna be talking about this interview when we actually meet, and it's like, remember that time when we did the interview on Zoom?
Yeah. So you normally do it like the tour bus and stuff.
Yeah. Well, we can do it after the performance, so it's easier. So you don't have to eat and then go up there and sing. Just an idea.
Okay. Oh, better. Okay.
All right, Laura. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much, and this has been awesome. Sweet call.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to Interview Under Fire podcast. If you guys liked what you heard, please subscribe and share our channel. And please leave a 5-star review, as that helps us tremendously. If you'd like to check out more, visit www.interviewunderfire.com or our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And finally, we want to thank you all for the support you've been giving us. Keep it burning.